In medieval times, nearly everyone in Western Europe belonged to the Roman Catholic faith. And although not every person was a sincere believer, this was a time when most people held deep religious beliefs. In fact, about 1 out of 10 medieval people became monks or nuns, devoting their entire adult lives to the service of God, locked away behind the walls of monasteries. 800 years ago, lords and ladies supported the church with income from manor lands, and often paid the wages of priests as well. Noble families helped to maintain parish churches in the villages on their estates, in part because they believed that such acts of generosity would help them reach heaven. Wealthy nobles also paid to have beautiful funeral monuments made, and to have prayers and masses said for the souls of their family members after death. Even the poor serfs were expected to give 1/10 of their crops to support their village church, even though it was a great hardship for them. And although travel was dangerous in medieval times, some people made long pilgrimages to holy shrines as acts of religious devotion. But what medieval people are really the most famous for are the huge cathedrals they built all across Europe. These cathedrals, with their soaring towers and delicate stonework, are not only great monuments to faith, they are equally great monuments to the skill of medieval architects, artists, and builders. It took hundreds of years to construct most medieval cathedrals, but when they were done, they were truly magnificent places in which to worship, places that filled people's hearts with the mystery and glory of God. Their towering walls held brilliantly colored stained glass windows, depicting sacred images and stories from the Bible. These windows served to instruct churchgoers in religion, because back then most people could not read or write. Sculptors were kept very busy carving stone for new churches, and their incredible designs give us a glimpse into the medieval imagination. Directly over the doorway of this French cathedral is a stone carving with a powerful reminder about the consequences of sin. It shows the day of judgment. Here God is depicted as the large figure in the center. At his left hand, those who led lives of sin are being condemned to an eternity of suffering in hell, while on his right hand, those who led good lives are being rewarded with an eternity of happiness in heaven. It is interesting that, unlike ordinary people, most members of the clergy could read and write, and in a time before the invention of the printing press, it was the clergy who copied books by hand. It was also during the medieval era that the Catholic Church founded nearly all of the great European universities. In medieval society, a cathedral like this one was the special church of a bishop. Bishops held a high position in the church and belonged to the same feudal class as the noble lords. They also possessed great political power because in medieval Europe, the Catholic Church was more powerful than any feudal state.